Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Congratulations, you have received your PPR. Now, what is the first step after receiving your passport request, or the other name is a request letter or ready for visa email? Okay, so in my case, I received a message in my email inbox that, okay, on October 14th, by the way, that you have a new message waiting in the Express Entry profile or application. Okay, so I went to that application and signed in, and there was a request letter. Now, this request letter didn't say passport request or it didn't say ready for visa email, but it is a PPR. Okay, so if you have received that, or you are expecting a PPR, or if you're just in the express entry pool and hoping that you will get a PPR soon. So, here are the first few steps that you need to take after you receive your PPR. So, in your PPR, in your passport request, there will be complete guideline according to your case. Okay, so first of all, go through all those requirements. In this video, I'm going to share the steps so that your VFS, I mean, when you go to VFS to submit your passport, that will be a lot easier. Okay, so first of all, then secondly, the request letter, the PPR, the ready for visa, that letter needs to be printed out. Okay, that will be about 5 pages PDF. So you need to take a printout, and these two things are the ones that you're going to carry with you. Okay, then your passports are required for all family members. The fresh passports. I didn't submit my old passports. The fresh passports, and there should be at least one single page that is available to be stamped. Okay, so this is the requirement. So these three things, plus the fourth thing is that on a paper you write the height and the eye color for every applicant. Okay, so I just took a raw page and I made tables on, I mean, columns and rows on it using a scale and a lead pencil, and then I wrote four family members' names, their date of birth, their eye color, and their heights. Okay, so this is the paper. Now I included everything and I gave it to the VFS. Now, if we talk about VFS, for Pakistan, you don't need an appointment. You could just walk in from Monday to Friday. The time starts at 9 a.m. They prefer people going before 1 p.m., but they told me that they accept passport submissions until 5 p.m. in the evening. Okay, for if you're from India and you have received your PPR, then the documents they remain the same. Okay, but you just need to book an appointment. Whether you're going to Delhi, whether you're going to Bangalore or other visa office, you need to book an appointment in advance. And on that appointment day, you will actually visit the VFS. Okay, they don't take your biometrics again, nothing like that. Just the request letter, they match it with the application number and the photographs, and yeah, there is a consent letter. Okay, so this consent letter is probably required for India, that you need to choose the courier option. But in Pakistan, we have this choice because if we live in the same city, for example, if we live in Islamabad, Lahore, or Karachi, we can easily go there and we can get the passports. Well, even if you live in a couple of 100 kilometers away, you can still visit. That will be cheaper than the courier service. Okay, so what happens is they give you a consent letter. In my case, the lady was not very kind, and she did not tell me that if you sign this consent letter, you will be required to pay some amount for the courier. She didn't inform me that. She just gave me a consent letter. She said, please fill it. Okay. So I filled it, and then when I looked, it was actually asking for money. So I went back to them. Then their manager was standing there, and she said that why didn't the first lady, she told you about it? So I was like, no, she didn't tell me about it. So then I wrote no consent on my paper because I want to pick the passports by self. Okay, but there is a fee involved because the kids, they don't go through the biometrics, so there is a processing fee for them. Okay, so I had two kids, so I had to pay 6,320 rupees probably. Okay, this is what you have to pay for the minors because they didn't have biometrics, so there is some processing requirement for their passports. Okay, so this is the only thing that you need to pay. But in India, you need to pay for the courier service as well, I believe. Okay, so after you complete all these steps, you need to just wait I mean, maybe it takes you total 1 to 2 hours. Okay, this is not a very long process, especially in Pakistan, because there was no rush. There was a rush for biometrics. Many people from work permit, they were there to give their biometrics. Nobody knew that work permits are passed for 2020. Nobody knew which province they were applying the work permit for. Nobody knew which employer they were going for. I mean, this is how consultants behave with people like you and me. Okay, so for passport submission there were only 4 guys. Okay, so I was the only one from Express Entry Pool. There were 2 guys from Spousal Sponsorship. Yeah, they are receiving PPR now as well, right? So the backlog is actually lowering down. And then the fourth one was a lady from Afghanistan, and she was actually an Afghan refugee, probably. So she was there to submit her passport as well. So only 4 guys. But when you go to an Indian VFS, you will see obviously a lot of people who are going to submit their passports, because India is a big source country for Canadian immigration. All right, so after that, I gave them my email address and my 2 phone numbers, so that if there is a signal problem, they can reach me on the other phone. And on the same evening, I received an email, 4 emails actually, that your application has been received, and it will be soon transit to IRCC visa office. Next day, I received the email that IRCC has received your package. Okay. Now I'm expecting that next week I'll get the COPR and the stamped visa passports. So I mean, when I get that, I'll make a community post about it. So this was the complete process, and it is same for Pakistan and India. Just the main difference is that in India you need to take an advance appointment. Okay, so with these words, this is Alif Takhar, and I'm hoping great things. Rather, I'm hoping PPR is coming your way.